my name is Nick, and I am doing the intro this time because Nate's had a sinus infection and his voice is getting kind of tired. So
yeah, it's pretty bad.
We figured we would do some more of the good lady Rebecca Parham today. Rebecca Parham, yeah.
Yeah.
Also known as Let Me Explain Studios. Apparently, she got pranked pretty hard at some point. The worst prank ever played on me. I've not been pranked too much, but we scare the crap out of each other on purpose sometimes around here just for fun.
Occasionally.
And sometimes not on purpose.
Yeah.
It's like
it's usually Kate who gets super scared.
Well, Kate's usually trying to scare everyone, and she's not very good at getting me. The one time she got me, she wasn't trying to. And it's just because I was in the kitchen, like, just making some food. I think I had my headphones on. And I just turned around, and she was just fucking standing there. I was like, oh, she's like really late at night, you know?
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting to see a person all of a sudden. Right behind me. And I was like, whoa! But yeah.
I'll say this. When I first saw this, as like the opening shot, I just wanted to go, yar, har, feedly-dee. Becca's a pirate, and so you can see.
Yeah, I'm not too good at improvising intros, so I guess keep this one kind of short.
I say she's got an audience. Look at that.
Yeah.
Including a dirty sock and a mushroom. And no, that is not a euphemism for sex.
And a stick in a jar.
Yeah. Oh, God. Well, I guess let's just get into it. Are you ready?
Yep, let's see how Becca got pranked.
Oh, hey, explainers. You're a little early for the matinee, but I don't mind the company while I get ready. What's with the stage? Well, I guess I'm just trying to relive some fond memories from high school theater. Specifically, the one time I got a lead part in a musical and how the final show night was almost ruined because of a prank. Gotta be upfront with this one, there's some major high school, borderline adult hijinks happening in this story. I'll be as polite as I can, but you've been warned. Some of you may recall I did this little song a few months ago, but maybe not all of you know it's actually a cover song from a comedic opera called The Pirates of Penzance. Technically an operetta, don't want the music nerds coming for my head. Well, this was a show that we did in high school theater. My junior year rolled around, I was still beaten down by my mean old demon lady theater teacher named Medusa, and was dreaming of the day that I could one day be a Broadway star. Just so happens, Medusa and my super cool choir director got together and said, "You bring the singing kids, I'll bring the acting kids, and we'll do a musical." Oh joy, the chance to sing my little heart out in frilly costumes.
Just that shot right there. just like the, did somebody say musical?
Oh joy, the chance to sing my little heart out in frilly costumes.
Also, I love the fact that when she blinks, watch her eyelashes. Her eyelashes actually, like, flutter.
Yeah.
Just like, Jesus.
The chance to sing my little heart out in frilly costumes. Naturally, I was thrilled. But do you want to know what made this the best thing ever to happen in my entire life? Medusa wasn't in charge. They hired a college professor to direct the show, which meant she had no say.
Sit down, Medusa.
Interesting. The monster has been chained. This was it. My one shot to have a lead part in high school theater. And you want to know what made the best day of my life even better? I was the only theater kid who knew how to sing, and the only choir kid who knew how to act. Oh, you prissy little prima donnas are in my neck of the woods now.
Rebecca, the triple threat. Not only can she act, not only can she sing, but she can draw.
She's starting to scare me.
She's also
there were
pretty
only
cool.
two lead
Well, of course. I mean, come on.
roles for
She's
girls
kinda
in this
pretty.
show. The young...
Yes, yes.
Not just kind of like a lot.
Yes.
I have a crush on like all the animator ladies for some reason.
Yeah.
They're all just talented. I like talent.
Jaden. Yeah, Emerichu. Rebecca. Tabs, sorry.
Yeah.
Any of the other ones?
There's shoot.
Oh yeah, James, because you always keep complimenting how he keeps drawing himself with more and more cake.
Yeah.
I'm joking.
I'm pretty straight.
Yeah, I hear you.
Beautiful, graceful soprano playing the love interest, and the 47-year-old pirate maid who's made fun of the whole show for being old and undesirable. Guess which one I was better suited for?
Oh, you underestimate my need for attention and validation. I'll take it.
So yeah, I auditioned and I got the part of Ruth, the piratical maid of all work. But oh, Medusa's theater club favorites were not happy, because most of them did not get parts. Kinda.
Eat shit.
Fuck them.
Helps to know how to sing when you're doing a musical, huh? So many theater club kids who picked on me and ostracized me were so mad. Especially because it meant most of the acting kids had to be techies for the show.
Ha ha ha. There were several kids that, were kind of elitist dicks. And then when I auditioned and I got a part in the play and they didn't, ooh boy. They were mad because they had to be backstage workers. It's just like, sorry, not sorry. Learn not to suck.
It fucking irks me, man. It's drama because the drama is supposed to be on the stage. You fucking are trying to bring drama backstage. You're just being a dickhead.
Oh, but you don't understand, Nick. They're popular. They have to be the center of attention at all times. How dare anyone who isn't like above a certain level of popularity even dare to think that they should be in the lead?
And that's why they all hate me, because I don't give a fuck about them.
Build the set, make the costumes, run the lights, etc. Stuff that they were not used to doing.
This work is beneath me.
Well, these bitter theater club kids decided that they were going to get their revenge on closing night, planning a series of pranks to play on the actors in the middle of the show. They played a few smaller pranks on other actors, but clearly the biggest ones were reserved for the main characters.
Yep.
On the final night, everything was running smoothly for me during the first act. But that all changed at intermission when I was getting ready for the second act. Before I go any further, you kind of have to know a few things to understand the prank. Before the curtain opened, the guy playing the Pirate King and I both had to get behind this one big set piece on stage and stay there for the first 15 minutes of the second act, completely hidden from view and waiting for our big entrance. When the time came, we popped up, confronted the main character Frederick with a funny little song, plopped our butts down center stage when the song was over, and continued the plot showing Frederick a document that says he's contractually obligated to be a pirate against his will because of a hilarious loophole. Ah, old-timey comedy. They really knew how to party back then. Also, important info, the guy playing the Pirate King was a theater kid who had a decent enough singing voice to land a lead part. We'll call him Ben. We like Ben. He was a cool dude that never picked on me.
Okay.
Isn't it funny how, like, the actual decent, cool people are the ones that got the part whenever someone else was in charge?
Yeah, I know, right?
He also had, like, a Kratos voice, super deep.
Ooh. Boy. Like, oh, so you value your own privacy over your son's health. I'm going to cut off your head now.
Yep.
Made an awesome Pirate King. Alright,
Fair
you got
enough.
all that? Good. Back to the night. I got changed into my next costume and was casually awaiting for the moment I needed to get into place for the second act. But apparently, one of those actor kids turned techie named Robbie had a sudden crisis of conscience and approached me trying to appear inconspicuous. He leaned over really close and whispered in my ear.
Becca, I have to warn you. When the second act starts, you're gonna hear me whisper to Ben from the wings. Whatever you do, don't look.
Why?
I can't tell you.
If you don't tell me, I'm gonna look.
Okay. When Ben looks, the pants are going to drop and the moon will be full.
Yeah.
Moon 'em.
They're gonna literally show their ass.
Of course, a good old-fashioned mooning. The booty blitz, the shiny hiney special. Revealing one's
The press, if you're in the car, the pressed ham.
buttocks for comedic purposes. I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed. Clearly, the prank was meant for Ben and not me, so honestly, I appreciated the warning, and I wasn't about to spoil harmless fun between friends. I thanked Robbie for the heads up and got into place for the second act. Sure enough, shortly before our big entrance, I heard it.
Ben! Ben!
I forced my eyes to look down at the floor, but it almost didn't matter. I heard all of it. The fumbling of a belt buckle, the shush of pants falling down, and possibly the funniest part of all, Ben's amused chuckle in his super deep Kratos voice. Ooh, my game was sufficiently rattled. But can't dwell on that too long. Time for our big entrance. Now you would think that'd be the end of it. I was in the clear. I had done my time. No more shenanigans for me. But oh no,
Incorrect.
some key information had been withheld from me, and I was in for quite a shock. If you remember, after our comedic song, all three of us sat down center stage to continue the plot. Ben's job as the Pirate King at this point was to unroll a scroll, read from it out loud, and pass the scroll in front of me to Frederick. So, Ben retrieved the scroll from his pocket, grandly unfurled it, but that's when the two of us saw it. Taped to the inside of the scroll was a drawing in black Sharpie. And when I say it was a crude drawing, I mean in both skill level and subject matter.
Really? That's it? That's it? Someone put a big veiny monster on your contract? Someone put a purple-headed yogurt slinger on your document. That's it? That's it?
Might not be it yet.
Oh. All right. I'll tell my story after this. You want to talk like that's if that's the worst prank ever, Bex, honey, do I have a story for you?
There's still like 2 minutes of the video left.
That's all the information you're getting from me. Well, that's an interesting way to draw human anatomy. With this crime against art staring me directly in the face in front of 200 people under blaring lights, I felt my face grow very hot. I averted my eyes to Frederick, trying to save myself from ruining the scene, but upon looking at my co-star, I realized there was a new problem. You see, Ben and I were theater veterans. It was easier for us to carry on if something unexpected happened on stage. But this innocent, curly-haired golden retriever of a boy that played Frederick was no theater kid. He was a choir kid, and playing a lead part in a show for the first time in his life was already a steep enough learning curve. So the fact that this radioactive scroll was about to be handed to him felt like impending doom. I shot a glance at Ben, who looked at me like we were sharing the same thought. As though in slow motion, I watched that scroll pass in front of me, that lethal image taunting me a second time. Frederick took it in his hands and instantly stiffened.
Alas! You don't mean to say you're going to hold me to this completely normal contract?
Bone.
Phew. I gotta give him credit. He was the goodest boy for making it through that. Once the scroll was no longer needed, we yeeted that thing back into the wings and carried on with the show. And thankfully, the rest of the night went off without any more pranks. But oh boy, when the curtain fell and the show was finally over...
Death awaits you.
Robbie!
Jesus Christ! Ow!
That destroyed our audio.
I wonder if it's.
Robbie!
There you go.
I'm sorry. I forgot about the scroll. I meant to tell you, honest.
Come here, God of Mischief, so I can properly Thanos that neck of yours! Ah, good times, good times.
So yeah, you're right. I was just a dick. That's the whole prank.
Okay. All right.
I mean, it was in a situation where it was kind of uncalled for, though.
Okay. Do you want to know what mine was? The one they did to me? I played Amnazaro, who was king of the Nubians, and I was wearing a burlap sack. You know, like an itchy burlap sack. And I had these shorts on that were very tight for me. I kept asking, like, can you please get me a different pair of shorts? And they said, yeah, we'll get it. Never did. Anyway, someone had the bright idea to cut the inseam from at the back where my butt is all the way up to where my crotch is. So, yeah, and then not only that, but earlier in the show, I wore shoes. And I'm not sure what fluid they used, but it smelled very, very bad. They put that in my shoes, and while I was walking around on stage, squish, 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 squish. And I can only imagine what fluid they used, whether it was mop bucket water or if someone pissed in my shoes. I don't know. I still don't know to this day.
Oh shoot, I got so caught up in my story we completely missed showtime. But hey, I have so many hilarious stories from this show that I could easily fill another video. So if you'd be up for hearing more pirate stories, just let me know in the comments below. And subscribe while you're down there. But never forget, even though my antics borderline on rather quizzical, I am the very model of a YouTube individual.
Oh boy. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and just put this down here. Be like...
One of the top comments is, as a theater techie, the idea of pulling a prank on the actors in the middle of a show gives me an aneurysm.
Well, at least people didn't give a shit. Like, in my school, they did not care in the slightest. And whenever I brought it up to Miss T, the theater director, she didn't care. She didn't care. She was just like, it's whatever. Yeah, so that was Rebecca telling us about the worst prank ever played on her. Not a bad prank.
It could have been much worse, in my opinion.
Yes, could have been much, much worse.
At least it wasn't entirely show ruining and so embarrassing that, you know, it keeps her up at night years later.
Yeah, mine doesn't keep me up late at night, but I remember it. I sure as shit remember it. Jesus.
To be honest, like, the worst prank I can think of, I'll tell y'all real quick, it was just not even really a prank, it was just a dude being a dickhead. Which is where I stood up from lunch on the very last day of my junior year of high school. And one of the mutual friend group people that for some reason decided he hated my guts, despite the fact that all the rest of our friends were friends with him and friends with me, and they all told him, like, dude, Nick's cool, why are you like this about Nick? And he's like, oh no, I just don't fucking like him. But he decided to take a full thing, like little plastic container of red Jello, and as I stood up and turned around to walk away from where he was walking, he fucking chucked it like a baseball and hit me square in the fucking back with it. And I was wearing a shirt that was way wider than this shirt. And that pissed me the fuck off. Like, I was gonna go beat his ass, but he ran like a bitch.
They always do.
And since it was the very last day of school, like, you know, principal and teachers were just like, oh well.
Yeah,
And then he later decided that I was cool and apologized to me and stuff. But, like, it was kind of funny because my friend Louie was like, dude, it looks like somebody just, like, point blank shot you in the back with a shotgun. I was like, damn.
Yeah.
Just because it was the red Jello splatter all over, you know?
Yeah, I'll see this. There was one kid. His parent was his parents was a teacher this kid had a very inflated ego about himself. Thought he was untouchable. Let's just call him BB for short. So BB basically thought it'd be funny to take the wardrobe that I had made for like my stuff. I had a little wardrobe thing made. I was like made out of this like plastic stuff that we had for like spare pieces and stuff like that in the storage room, and I made it for my costume and everything. He thought it'd be a smart idea to drop kick it and break it, and thus undo all my effort that I'd been doing. And he was just like, so what are you gonna do now, huh? The hell you gonna do now? And I'm like, I walked right over to. Here's another thing too. This kid, soaking wet, weighed 97 pounds. He was a little shit. I remembered I grabbed him and I picked him up and I chucked his ass out the door. And basically, I stood in front of the door and I wouldn't let him back in. And he was like, "Come on, let me back in. Let me back." He's just like, "I'll tell my mom." And I'm like, "Go ahead. I don't give a shit." And he's like, "Let me in." And then Miss T comes back. He's like, "Nathan, what are you doing?" And I was just like, "Oh, sorry, Miss T. He broke my wardrobe." And then she was like, "He wouldn't do something like that." And I'm like, I look over at Chad, and Chad was like, "Actually, Miss T, yeah, he did break his wardrobe." And then Miss T was just like, "All right, BB, let's grab your stuff. Let's go to another dressing room." And I was just like, "Okay, fine." My wardrobe was still fucked up, but oh well. I don't miss theater. There's parts of it I miss. I miss the performances. I miss memorizing these plays and having fun. But I don't miss the ultra stupid competitive nature that these kids who are just like, "I want to be the center of attention. My parents are rich. My parents are this. My parents are that." That's the shit I can't stand. Not for the life of me, dude.
I have a friend on Facebook who's into like local theater, like apparently has done plays at like Barter and stuff.
Yeah?
And she talks about it like it's really family, like kind of tight, you know, nowadays. Like, so maybe getting into like local theater as an adult would be more enjoyable and people would be less dickish than they were when they were kids.
I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it at all. I would like to, but I don't know. I just, with everything else I got going on, I just feel like I don't have the time, you know?
Yeah.
But, I guess it's just the way it is. Anyway, I guess where you let us in on this, if you want to lead us out.
Well, if you guys enjoyed watching this reaction and you haven't gone over to Becca's channel and subscribed to Let Me Explain Studios, you should do that right now by clicking Let Me Explain Studios down in the title. It should be linked there.
Yep.
And give her a like, give her a comment, and make sure you check out her other videos as well, because she makes good stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And if you liked hearing our opinion on this, give us a like and comment, and subscribe if you haven't already.
Absolutely.
And I guess until next time, I'm Nick.
I'm Nate.
And we'll catch you later. Peace.